I assume, it's the first actual level of the game since it said in the E3 demo, like when they first started, and you could see on screen, it would say, this is, your first actual mission or actual contract or something like that. And then, while it was full of tool tips and helper text, tutorial text, that sort of thing, it did basically spell out to you, hey, this guy is guarded by like a billion cops. You should not run out and try to shoot him, or you will die. Like, I didn't see anyone who actually did that in any of the footage from E3, but it was at least trying to discourage the player. Like, okay, we assume you might be a Call of Duty kiddie, but don't just take out your gun and shoot. That would end badly. And so in terms of the different ways to actually finish that mission, which is just killing this one guy, there was a pretty decent amount in terms of what we've seen in footage or heard people say they were able to do. One way was poisoning, was it poisoning the food or poisoning the drugs? I think you could go and get some fugu fish and get the poison from there. And then you could poison the drugs that he gets from his vendor. You could also impersonate his drug dealer vendor and kill him there. You could plant a bomb on his car and then kick his car to set off the car alarm. Or not kick, but just throw any object at his car. And then when he goes over to check it out, you could detonate it. You could actually explore a bit and find some of the apartments where you could snipe him without everyone trying to kill you immediately, since you'd be high up enough and far enough away. And apparently when he goes to eat, or if he goes in the alley with his car, you can just kill him, and you might just be able to get away with it. The giant bomb, the guy from the giant bomb crew who was there had that happen, where he said, like, I just accidentally stumbled upon him in the alley and hit X to break neck. And apparently the guy who, was there to give the demonstration was flabbergasted, as in it's not supposed to happen, or that's not supposed to be that easy. He did do that. And I think there at least... Oh, and another way I saw in the video was you wait until he meets the drug dealer, and you can shoot some suspended sandbags above him, and they will fall on him and kill him. And people won't immediately suspect you because you used a silenced pistol to shoot it, and people might assume the falling sandbags had another cause or were an accident. So I'd say, because it made explicit that this was like a really early first level tutorial mission, I think it was actually pretty okay. And that there were so many ways to accomplish your single goal does give me hope for Hitman Absolution.
I still don't think it's going to be as good as Blood Money.
I think that's certainly possible. Perhaps even likely. I share your skepticism.
But then again, Blood Money was a fucking masterpiece too, so...
That's true. But I do think that, at the very least, this one demo that they showed demonstrated that it wouldn't be another Conviction. It wouldn't be Hitman Conviction, basically, at the very least. Did you play Splinter Cell Conviction?
No.
Well, to anyone who did, I'm sure they'll get the reference. Basically just means really, really massively dumbed down and action-focused. Because, the trailers and the very little bit of footage they did show before E3 was very action-focused. Like, kill the cop while you're being hunted by the cops so you can steal his uniform and escape. And it's like, yeah, that's not really what Hitman's about. That might be an option, but you shouldn't, be taking cover and shooting, getting into shootouts with police. Generally in Hitman, if you get into a shootout with police, you have lost. You are not going to succeed. That's your fail state right there. You will probably get gunned down and die very quickly.
Not really. Once you run out of cheese, the AI and choke points, it's actually really easy to kill everyone.
Yeah, if you cheese the AI pathing, use choke points, doors, you can do it.
You basically just sit outside a door with your silver ballers and they'll run right into your guns.
Yeah, that's like an old AI thing that a lot of games never really fixed. But I mean, besides that, in general, like if you're in an open area, you will not survive if you don't know how to do that. Or if you're an action gamer who has played other action games and you try to play Hitman like one, you just die real fast because the enemies will already be behind you or to the side of you, and they will shoot you twice.
You can't hardly take any bullets in Blood Money when you first start out. You die really quickly. Whereas by the time you get all fucking upgraded, though, you can actually take quite a bit of gunfire.
That's true, but it's important that it starts you off very weak, like, you know, the 2 or 3 shots Operation Flashpoint level weak, because the idea is that past Hitman games have taught you very early on, do not get into gunfights. You know, if you do, you're in trouble, huge trouble. And the same thing applied to old Splinter Cells. You died very, very quickly. That's a similarity anyway. So yeah, that's all I can say. I mean, if you watch the E3 video and your expectations are already low, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. It does not mean you'll be convinced that this will be as good as or better than Blood Money. It wouldn't convince me of that either, but it's at least not as bad as it could be.